Hello and welcome back to Adventures of WellUmMe, and today we're going to be continuing our Game of Day series discussions. Today's game is Enchanted for the PlayStation 3. Sorry, I'm just looking at the back to remind myself a bit more about this game, because it's been a while since I played it. But I didn't realise this was From Software. Game and manual in English, From Software, Enchanted Arms game. This game is like I guess a JRPG kind of game. Crazy fantasy aspects to it. You had like little creatures that you kind of would summon into play, which, yeah, it was one of those games that kind of had like the pawns that you'd have alongside your main character that you would fight with, so I think you kind of like strategize with them in play, and you would have certain ability types, kind of like the Pokemon system that's been established, where you'd have an element that would beat another element. So it was one of those things that I'm really into the JRPG scene. I'm really into like that Pokemon thing. We just randomly, my brother and I randomly picked this game up one day. This isn't that copy because I got rid of it, and I don't have the manual, which really annoys me when I do this and buy games off eBay that don't have the manuals. But I remember we sat down and played this game, and it was fun. Like, you had your typical fighters, you had your magical attack users, you had your like tanks, like the guys that just literally are there to take all the damage. It was fun, a little bit crazy. I think it's kind of like in a school, and you had a tutor that came along, very flamboyant character who was just confusing at the time. I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's a guy, but at times it looks like a girl with the way they designed it. And I was just one of those things, like, as a young person trying to play this game, going, I just don't get this character. It's weird, but it's something that stuck out as well, and I remember it. So that's that there. I never finished this game, unfortunately. I wish I did. It's a long game. Like, just reading on the back here, 50 hours of gameplay. I definitely didn't play 50 hours. I remember I just got to a point where I was stuck, and I think I needed to train more, but I just never really picked it up after a certain point, because I just became a little bit overwhelmed, I would say, making sure I had all the characters that I wanted, and the abilities to be able to do them. And I've got this thing in like these types of games where when things evolve or learn special abilities at certain levels, I try and max out like one party first, and then I swap them out for other things. And I know that's a big problem. It's like one of my main issues that I have with Pokemon now. Like, I love Pokemon. I was all about like the strategy of this beats that and yada yada yada. But I kind of just get into this point where I now just play to evolve the Pokemon to fill the Pokedex. So I'd get my starter, I'd evolve it up to like level 36 where it's its final evolution. Then I'd switch it out. And I don't think about the strategy of like type advantages. I just go, I've got 6 Pokemon, the first 6 in my party, use them. As soon as they've all evolved to their max, pass them on. I think I had the same issue with this, where I was trying to always upgrade my characters to be the best ability, or the highest level that they could, or evolve, or whatever it is in this game. I can't remember exactly, but I have that problem where I always want to max them out before I swap them for someone else. And I think that's where I got stuck, because I didn't strategize well enough to beat some of the bosses. But yeah, it's kind of one of those magical adventures. I think it's one of those games, you know, it's great for JRPG lovers and things like that, where you want to pick up a game that is just different and crazy and full of adventure and magic and whatnot. And yeah, I'd recommend it for you if you're into that kind of thing. Definitely, like, it captured me for a long time. I just got frustrated, mainly with myself, I would say, with the way I was playing. But, you know, definitely something that you could consider picking up if you enjoy RPGs and that whole, I guess, school setting that you're training in, like a military type thing. That always interested me. And that was what I enjoyed a lot about Final Fantasy VIII, with you're in this school where you're training for the military and that. Yeah, that was always one of those things, that themes, I guess, that I enjoyed a lot. But, you know, such is life. If you don't enjoy that thing, probably don't get this game, because it's a long game and you'll probably get bored very quickly if you're not into that whole JRPG scene with that. But on that note, that's all I've really got to say about this one. If you liked the video, please consider hitting that like button and subscribing to see more content coming your way. This is Game a Day, where we just talk about a game every day. Pretty simple. Anyway, have a good one, and I'll catch you next time.